Dr. Ioana Popa is the CEO and co-founder of Team for the Soul. As a life and executive coach and speaker, Dr. Ioana Popa guides professional Christian women towards resilience, leadership presence, burnout prevention, achieving their highest potential, and multiplying their godly gifts. Through the development of a program called the Renewal in Action with a specific renewal blueprint to balance and align body, mind, heart, soul, and regenerate daily, Dr. Popa reminds us that we can be the Proverbs 31 woman and work hard without the hustle. Join us as Dr. Ioana reminds us that we are precious, worthy, and need to take care of ourselves daily in order to keep leading and serving others in Christ. You won't want to miss this conversation. Welcome to She Leads Boldly, the podcast for faith-driven women navigating high-stakes leadership without compromising what matters most. I am Sharika Sanders, your host, mentor, and kingdom business leader. Here, we embrace bold leadership rooted in purpose, not pressure. This space is for the woman who refuses to choose between faith and ambition, family and fulfillment, impact and rest. Each week, you'll hear powerful conversations, practical strategies, and spirit-led wisdom to help you advocate for yourself, lead with integrity, and rise without burnout. If you're ready to lead boldly, live faithfully, and never settle for less than what God has promised, you're in the right place. Thank you for taking the time to have this conversation and provide enlightenment to all of us, because I know that's exactly what's going to happen. You have something that you have devised, created, perform even, maybe, I don't know if that's the right word, that I think is very, very relevant to women who are doing all the things or trying to do all the things and be all the things for everyone. And we know that causes burnout. We feel overwhelmed. We feel so many things. But while we all know that God is our ultimate source, He provides us with resources. And today we are talking to one of those resources, Dr. Ioana, who, just again, I love your name. Thank you for being here with us. And I have just one question for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm already looking forward to our conversation. I know it will bless so many. How is it that you're able to maintain? Because the things that I was speaking about, burnout, being overwhelmed, all of these things, I know that you've experienced in your past. And how is it that you are now able to maintain your balance between, or the balance between your calling, your career, and your well-being?
Such a great question. And again, thank you for having me, Sharika. It's such an honor to be here. And thank you for you as a listener. It's such an interesting journey because as a Christian woman, right? And I think many might relate to this. We want to give. We want to be like Christ. And we love community. We love supporting people. It's hard for us to say no when we're asked to volunteer or support or help or work. Can you take this project? And the interesting thing is we can do it because, we're intelligent women and trusting in God. I had this assumption, Sharika, well, if I can just be with God and I pray, I'll be fine. What I did not know is that without balancing both our mind, our body, our emotions with our soul and spirit on a regular basis, we get into what I like to call it the hidden burnout. Now, I hit that several times, and it really led me to questioning myself, questioning my vocation. And I mean, it turned out I did some pretty bold moves in my career. People thought I was like out of this world, a bit, not with all of it. But the important thing was that I realized that just keep going, 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 having too many balls in the air. I thought I could do it. I could push through bedtime. I could sleep less. I can make things organized
Yes.
and moving. And guess what? For most people, this works for sometimes months, sometimes years, right? We think we got it. And I hear this over and over and over again. And when the burnout happened, it didn't come with bells and whistles. And then I had it a second time. Like, how is that? I'm in the profession, I'm in the field. Is not of lack of knowledge, is because it comes with subtle signs. And also our culture doesn't help us integrate and align not just body, emotions, and thoughts, but also with our spiritual life.
Yes.
So, because of all my heartache, so to speak, and when I needed help, I went through a very difficult divorce after so many decades of being married. And oh my goodness, I thought my rug was pulled from under. But
Mm-hmm.
I trusted God and I had to seek a lot of help and support. And what I've discovered, like, I couldn't find the exact help that I needed because being trained in science and psychology, if I would go to therapists, that'd be great, but they didn't, if they're secular, they didn't know about Christ. If
Right.
I would ask advice, spiritual advice, they were great, but they did not know psychology and the science. And if
Yes.
something was missing, it was not always aligned, it was a bit
Yes.
clashing. And I'm like, well, if I can search for this and I'm having a hard time finding what I really need. How many more people do this? How many more women are doing this? And
Yes.
actually, during the COVID, because my program, when I started Team for the Soul, I was serving many, many people. And God called me to serve Christian women about 2 years and a half ago. But back then, when COVID started, there were either the frontline people
Mm-hmm.
that were really, really busy. So I had friends and they were like, help us here. They're like, literally, they were going through burnout. And here we are, most of us were at home. So I was home doing fine, but my heart ached. And I'm like, okay, God, you got to
Mm-hmm.
help me out. What can I do? And this is where, because I love teaching and I've discovered the online world. I'm like, oh my goodness, I could do programs online.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a light bulb for me. So I created the Renewal Blueprint in the Renewal in Action program, really looking at all these four arenas: body, mind, heart, and soul. So emotions, heart,
Yes.
mind, meaning thoughts, because they all
Yes.
have different laws.
Right.
And before that, I had the privilege to to create a course at a college level on burnout prevention and self-care. So I actually was able to study some of the burnout research and the cycle of caring and how does that work. So realizing that there is a cyclicity to it and we can actually integrate all this alignment, body, mind, heart, and soul throughout the day without putting too much on our to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how
Mm-hmm.
it came all about, from lots of pain, my own pain, and then witnessing other people's pain. And I just felt a calling, like, okay, I've gone through this. I know it. Let's put it all together. And it's been very helpful because I've been able to coach my students and clients to move through this. And I use it now. And I don't burn out. So I can sense it when it's coming, when I'm a bit off balance, and kind of know the process, how to come back, because it's a
Yeah.
framework, if that makes
Yep.
sense.
All right, sis. Pause for just a moment, because what I'm about to share could be the very thing that shifts everything for you. Let's be real for a minute. Too many women are sitting on the sidelines of their own lives waiting for someday. But you know God is calling you higher. That's why I created a way for you to connect with me one-on-one for as low as $47. Now go, sign up, and then come back, because this episode is only getting better and I want you equipped for the next step. It absolutely does. And one of the things I'm hearing from what you're saying that I absolutely agree with is that our body tells us when something is wrong. But are we listening to it?
Our
And
body, our emotions, and our mind. There are signs that we can
yes,
pick up. And our
absolutely.
soul, our spirit is be like,
Absolutely.
hello, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And oftentimes we ignore it, or we
Yes.
make excuses or call it something else. Not necessarily make excuses, but call it something else. Oh, I'm just
Right.
tired because of that thing. And we are ignoring what, like, hey, I'm screaming out. I'm trying to tell you I am not okay. And I remember for
Yes.
me, even years ago, one of the first times, because unfortunately, like you also said, we don't always pick up the first time that we hear it. And sometimes it takes multiple times. And I'm thankful that God is a patient God and gives us those
Yes.
additional times. Because I think for me, the very first time I had that wake up call, so to speak, was back in probably 2012, 2013, somewhere around that time frame. And it was through a dream because of course I ignored all the other signs. And I remember I took a nap, and in my nap, I mean, I remember it as clear as day even now, and it was so long ago. I was in my house, and at that time, my husband and I, we had only two of our three children, and I was in the house. I had all the things, material things that I wanted, but I was alone. They
Mhm.
weren't there. They were gone. And it also made me realize, because at the time that I had this dream, we were on vacation, and it made me realize how during that time while we were on vacation, the kids kept going to my husband for things. It was almost like I wasn't even there. And I was like, wait a minute, something's like they've gotten so used to you not being around, they're not even
Yeah.
acknowledging the fact that you're here.
Mhm.
And so that was definitely a wake up call for me. But I can appreciate your blueprint for the person who may say, you know what, I do have the signs. I feel it, I see it, all the different ways, but I don't know what to do about it. And
Mhm.
so I appreciate that your blueprint as a way to say, okay, well, here's, a guide, here's some steps, here's some ways that we
Yes.
can get you to where you need to be, because hustle isn't cute. God didn't call us to hustle. He didn't call us to burn out. And if we're
Right.
doing all of these things, number one, He's the only one who can be everything for everybody. We can't. And so often, just like you also said,
Amen to that.
we try to be. We say, "Oh, yep, let me help over here," or "I don't want to disappoint this person," or "Yep, it'll only take an hour. I can go do," all of these different things, but one of the commandments is remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. So God ordered us to rest. And we ignore that, trying to do and get all of the things. And one of the things you were talking about, because I always like to also have a scriptural reference. And what I thought about was we all know the Proverbs 31 woman, and we all aspire to be that woman. And one of the verses in Proverbs 31 in that chapter is talking about how she's up late at night and how she's doing all the things for her family. And we misconstrue that message to think that, oh, that means that we must be doing things right if we're up, burning the
Right.
midnight oil. But no, God is not opposed to working hard, which is what that chapter shows us, that verse shows us, but not so hard that we've taken Him out of the equation. And
Absolutely.
your blueprint to me in pulling, because it all works together, our body, our mind, our soul, our spirit, it all works together, and it all works together to achieve that harmony. And so I can just appreciate how you were not only able to come out of that space, because we want someone who knows what we've been through, not how you were not only able to come out of that space, but now made it your purpose, your mission, your kingdom business to help other Christian women do the same thing. So just for that, I want to thank you and say how appreciative I am for being someone who was on the other side and knowing how
Mhm.
that looks and what that feels like.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's hard going through that, and it takes time to recover. See,
Yeah.
our brain is one of the most sensitive organs in the body. We
Mhm.
have pretty much reserves for all the organs except for the brain. The
Mm.
brain does not have reserves. It relies directly on what we are what we're eating, what we're feeding, on the level of
Yes.
hormones. And when
Yes.
we go into chronic stress, here's the interesting thing, Sharika, that the body initially it's an acute stress and we feel it. Oh my goodness, I'm stressed. But when we override the way God created our brain and our body in general, we are then moving into the second phase of the chronic stress response, which is that of a resistance phase. This is what I like
Mm.
to call it hidden burnout because it's hidden. At that point, all the hormones, chronic stress hormones, are actually make us feel much better. We're like, oh, I have the energy. Oh, yeah, I can handle 20, 30 balls in the air. Oh, yeah, I can go without 6 hours of sleep. No
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens though, the stress hormones are using reserves of energy where they shouldn't use, those reserves should not be used. And then the brain is going to be more and more depleted and more depleted. So when we actually get into the last phase, which is exhaustion phase,
Mm-hmm.
this is where it's a bit too late. But what's interesting to know, and most people don't think of emotions. I mean, we all love positive emotions, right? So
Right.
moving from the topic of the body to the topic of emotions, our emotions are like fire alarms. They really are connected to our needs. So when we start to feel like maybe frustrated or worried or having or more unpleasant emotions, they're actually telling us something if we can only pause and check. And from
Mm-hmm.
the third component, the mind, we have the left brain, which is very logical, cause and effect. And nowadays, in our 21st century, we are using our left brain a lot. We are called to constantly think and problem solve and
Right.
fix.
Yeah.
But we also have the right brain that is creative and needs to play and it works more through associations. So when we only engage half of our brain, so to speak, the other half is not getting its needs met. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
important to think of that balance as not just through the week, because I love the Sabbath and I love Sunday for us to be able to rest, but we need to bake it in throughout the day. Because in previous cultures, they might have been more natural moments of regeneration, maybe
Yes.
walking and being outdoors, and it's just a different rhythm. But nowadays, it's almost like go, 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 go from car
It
to
is.
this, to
It
home,
is.
to
It
work.
is.
And, you know,
It is. And I like we sometimes we may say, I feel okay, but there's that something on the inside that's telling you, no, don't, stop, rest, or vice versa. Our mind is saying, go, 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 or that's what we believe. And our body is sluggish. We're moving slow. We have slow responses. We're losing our train of thought when we try to speak. All of these different things that we just let go of. And I think a lot of it is because, and even sometimes when we do realize like something's off or something's wrong, we are I'll even go as far as to call it fear. We're fearful of the response that we'll receive when we tell someone, I can't do that.
yeah,
Or I can't do
exactly.
that right now. Right. Or the fear of now I may look like a failure because I agreed to do all of these things, or people are used to me doing all of these things, and now I can't, or I'm not doing it. And so now I'm going to look like a failure. And we allow that fear to go in place of
Right.
our wellness and our self care. And something I was actually talking about and reading very recently was how, while God does call us to serve, since we're talking to Christian women here, yes, God does call us to serve, but not to our detriment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes we miss that part.
Yes. And one of my favorite verses is actually from Matthew 22:37. About 12 years ago, I was asked, what is your Bible verse that kind of encompasses your vocation, your life
Mm.
vocation? And
Hmm.
the verse came to me was love your Lord with all your God, with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind.
Yes.
And then love your neighbor
Yes.
as yourself. We skip the last part.
Right.
And actually, in psychology, this is well known that the more we understand ourselves, it's not that we're going to just accept all our mistakes and we're never going to change. No, we need to
Uh-huh.
change and improve. But when we accept ourselves with compassion, that loving yourself is not an indulgence. It's just like, okay, the way I'm helping other women, I need to help myself as well. And
Yes.
when we extend that love to ourselves, it's so much easier actually to help others with joy. I don't think there's anything more contagious and more inspirational than a joyful Christian, right? When we have the energy and the joy, we can serve God. And even Christ paused
Mm-hmm.
and to the desert. So if
Mm-hmm.
he is God and human and God, and he needed to pause so many times, well, how much more we need to do it. I love Joyce Myers. She said in one of her sermons, we have to remember we are not Holy Spirit Jr.
I like that. I like Joyce Meyer too. And you know what? She had a book that I read years ago. It was a book in a workbook called The Battleship of the Mind.
Hmm.
And I like it because it helped us to overcome and try to basically change our way of thinking. But again, that's just one piece.
Right.
And there are multiple pieces. And that's something that I hope this conversation is resonating with others to realize it's not just the one thing. Oh, if I just get some sleep, then everything else will fall into place. No,
Right.
there are multiple areas that need to be taken care of.
Yes.
The whole unit, the whole inside and out that
Right.
needs to be taken care of. And when you eat right, when you exercise, those are ways that we take when you get rest, those are ways that we take care of our physical, but also having your one-on-one, your intimate time, your one-on-one time with God, reading your word, being very careful about the things that you surround yourself with, as far as the things you allow yourself to see, the environments that you're in, and all those different things that can open gateways for the negative to come in, the people that you're listening to, all of these things impact our bodies in so many different ways, not just our
Absolutely.
physical. And I think that's just the main thing that I just want to keep reiterating, because we have to think of the whole unit, just like they said, we're all different members of the one body of church. These are all of our different members and how we move forward. And how are you supposed to move forward in the purpose that you're called to do and the person that you're called to be if your emotions are all out of whack? Oh, yeah, physically I'm here, physically I'm smiling, physically I showed up, but my emotions are all out of whack. And all I need is that one person to say that one thing, and I'm just going to completely go off. No, it's a whole unit. We're all
Exactly.
it's all encompassed, one being, yes.
Yes.
So if
Thank
there
you.
are any, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that's such a great point. And if you're anything as a listener like me 10, 12 years ago, hearing that, it feels sometimes like, well, but I don't have time. Like I've
Yeah.
tried as I came out of the burnout, I've tried to exercise and eat healthy and take care of my emotions and take care of this and my thoughts. And it became a long list. So this is where I realized that for very busy, meaning full day Christians and Christian women, especially, juggling our work, our profession, and home, and church, and communities, hearing that, oh my goodness, now I have to take care of my emotions as well. And I mean,
Yeah.
it can feel a
Yes.
lot. And that's why I was so passionate about creating the Renewal Blueprint, because with the Renewal Blueprint, you can stay, for a few hours a week for 6 weeks and really develop your blueprint. But then through Christian contemplative practices, through small practices, you can actually train your subconscious to do what needs to do. So that knowing becomes you consult with God in different ways in the silence. So
Yes.
once you have the blueprint, it's flexible enough that you can adjust if you only have 10 minutes a few times a day, or if you have a lot of time. Because sometimes Christian women are like, I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your minimal amount of time that you do have time that you cannot
Yes.
say no? For me, it's
Yes.
10 minutes. For you, might be 5, and
Right.
then do something. But you have to pick up what is it that really helps you and be aligned with your wisdom. And then once you have that, then you can apply it. And on the other extreme, I have some of my students and clients who are like, now I have a day off. I can do it. I don't even know where to start because there's so much noise online. Oh, I need
Right.
to do this. I need to do that. So they're grasping, and it feels at the end of the day is like not fulfilling because just striving even more to find what it is. So I would say look a little bit and actually have a free resource to build a template for that, a daily renewal template for
Mm.
Christian women, to just pause a little bit. It's like a little nugget, right? Pause a little bit, create a sketch of that, and then at least start implementing.
Thank you for that. I will absolutely make sure that your contact information is not only included in the post, but in the show notes. I feel like you have a service that is very much needed, but also I'm glad that you included in there about women saying, I don't have time, because that is definitely a
Yeah.
big one. But oh, that's not an excuse anymore, because you can take 5 minutes, you can take 10 minutes, you
Yes.
can, that time that you're sitting scrolling when you probably should be doing something else anyway, that time you can use to take care of you. Make yourself
Yes.
a priority. Self-care is not selfish.
Yes.
And you cannot be who you were called to be. You cannot walk into your purpose if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not doing what you were supposed to do for you. How can God trust you to do something for someone else? So thank you. Are there any, I'll say, closing words? You mentioned the free resource. Again, make sure that your contact information is included. So those who want to get in contact with you, learn more about what you do and how you can help them, that will definitely be included in the details of the notes.
Wonderful. Anything else? I would say, as a listener, you are worthy. God, you're more precious than the rubies. And the
Yes.
way you give that love and care and
Yes.
compassion to others, I invite you to do drops of that every day because
Yes.
God works from inside out and is with you in that. He wants you to flourish, He wants you to thrive. And when you are thriving, the people you are caring for are going to be thriving. Your work you're doing is going to be thriving. So
Yes.
it is worth it. It feels like, yeah, I could do it if I could strive, but it's really worth it. So you have an impact, not just in a year or two, but for a lifetime and for generations to come. So
Thank you for that. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being obedient in your call to serve
mm,
and helping others and being able to, help people who are still in that space. And another great point that you made, they don't know where to start.
mm,
Or, I don't know if I have the time. I don't know how to say no. There is a solution. Again, God is our source, but He provides resources, and we should take advantage of those resources. And sometimes we get so caught up in, Lord, I need your help. I don't hear you. Where are you? And He's like, well, I'm putting this right in your face. I'm putting this person right in your face. Take advantage of what I am giving you, of what I am showing you. So thank you for your service. Again, I would encourage everyone to reach out, have a conversation, see how Dr. Ioana can help you, us, because we all have those. Even if it's not something a space you're in consistently, but you find yourself going in and out, then we're also talking to you too, because we don't
mm.
want you to get in that space and then continue to go further and further down until you can't pull yourself out. So reach out, have the conversations. I thank you for your time. I thank you again for sharing your voice with us today. And as I love to say, not goodbye, but until next time.
Yes, thank you so much,
Thank
Rika.
you.
Until next time, and God bless you as for your ministry, and as a listener, God bless you as well. And yes, if you want to reach out, teamforthesoul.com, and there's information there, and I'm on social media and all that. So
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Mhm. Hey, friend. If this episode stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Make sure you subscribe to She Leads Boldly so you never miss an episode. And let's stay connected. Join our growing community of faith-driven powerhouse women where you'll find real talk, encouragement, and tools to fuel your journey. Oh, and I've created something special just for the bold, faith-driven women like you. An ebook, When You Know His Name. Discover identity, intimacy, and the power of prayer through the names of God. This ebook is designed to equip and encourage you to lead with clarity, courage, and conviction in every space God assigns you to. Available now on Amazon. And if you're ready for deeper clarity, I would love to personally walk with you. I offer a one-on-one session called Your Path to Purpose and Power, and it's to help you break through the overwhelm and realign with what God is actually calling you to in this season. Whether it's burnout, boundaries, or fresh vision, you don't have to figure it out alone. All links are in the show notes. Oh, and one last thing. I would love to hear from you. What questions are you carrying this season? What topics would serve your walk, your work, your womanhood right now? Send me a message or an email because this podcast is for you, and I want every episode to speak directly to where you are. Remember, you don't have to choose between your faith, your family, and the calling on your life. God's grace makes room for it all. So until next time, stay anchored in purpose, covered in grace, and always ready to rise. Talk soon, friend.